Hey, it's Karen Lanoux from No Limits Businesswoman, and I thought I'd do something a little bit different with you today. I've taken my boys outside to, do their thing. It's nice and sunny out, and they're barking. Okay, so I've got my trusty bark stopper, but I have to be in range. Anyways, I wanted to do just a quick video, just as a recap for the Facebook Live I did on Monday that then I somehow disappeared and I lost. But it was about how do you know whether or not when to quit? Are you being persistent or are you being stubborn? And this is interesting because Chris Pepper is being persistent at this moment. And he's in behind the bushes here. You can't see him. And he's barking. And so I'm going to try and get him through come on, out. Through the trees here. But anyways, are you being persistent or are you being stubborn? Here's the thing. So long we stay in jobs, relationships, all kinds of things for far too long. But how do you know? How do you know if you're being persistent? How do you know if you're being stubborn? And that is the question, because if we stay too long, we're not getting where we want. And it gets frustrating. We get resentful. There's amazing things that just start to happen for us that really just don't let it work, right? So how do we know when we're supposed to actually leave? How do we know when to quit? And I talked for quite a while. I'll talk a lot shorter. I'll just do the shortened version of this today. But see, now they're both gonna bark. Anyways, that's Chili. There's Pepper in there. Anyways, how do you know? How do you know if you're being persistent? How do you know if you're being stubborn? Well, here's the thing. If you're being persistent, and how you'll know if you're being persistent and still working, it's still worthy of working towards your goal, is that you're actually making headway. You're actually moving towards your goals. If you aren't making headway, if things are not really changing and shifting for you, then you're probably being stubborn and staying too long. Because really, for anything that we're moving towards, we should be gaining. We should be gaining ground. We should be getting to where we want to go to. There's a story about 3 feet from gold, and I think this is a thing that kind of stops people or kind of messes them up. Is that the story about 3 feet from gold? Is there's this miner. He had a mine. He had this claim. He was mining it for years. Didn't get anywhere. What happened is that he sold his claim. He just gave up. He just said, I can't do this anymore. Probably ran out of money. And then what happened? So he sold it. Well, the new people who came in, they purchased the claim, and really the original guy was only 3 feet away from gold. And here's the thing, and so that's the thing that keeps people being persistent. It is really wise to be persistent, because a lot of people give up way too early, like way earlier, right, Pepper? Pepper never gives up. Pepper never gives up. He always always wants more food and always wants to go outside. But anyways, so yeah, there's really good reasons to be persistent, and a lot of us are not persistent enough. But again, you want to just be gauging, am I making headway? And if you aren't, and if you have been stalemated kind of in the same job, the same business, and things are not getting to where you want to go, then maybe you're being stubborn. And sorry, it's winter here, so our palm tree, our banana palm, looks a little, disheveled. But there is still lots of greenery around, so I'll turn the other way. But how do you know if you're being stubborn? Well, stubborn is, and there's, when we're being stubborn, it really is that we're not making headway. We're not getting where we want to go. And this is the thing, and again, this is specifically also for relationships too, but again, your job or your business is you're there for the potential. And I'm going to say it kindly here at this moment. I'm not going to swear, but forget. I usually use a different F word. Forget potential. Is it actually producing? I have seen so many people stay in jobs way too long because of the potential. Somebody keeps selling to them that, oh no, you got to stay because you're gonna get a promotion, you're gonna move up, you're gonna make all this money, you're gonna get these bonuses, and they never happen. seen it far too often. I see this specifically in multi-level marketing organizations. The truth about those is that, yes, there are people who do very, very well. And there are people, way more people who don't. Same thing with online marketing too. Where there's a lot of people, there's some people who do very, very well and a lot of people who don't. So you have to keep asking yourself, keep assessing, am I making headway? Am I doing what I need to be doing? Am I actually taking steps? Am I actually doing what I'm supposed to be doing? And but again, we stay so long because there's this potential. It's like, well, if only I learn a little bit more. If only I, take this other course. If only I learn more about marketing. If only I get this other degree. And if only I wait another little bit, longer. And again, persistence is fine. But you really have to look at how long have I been doing this? I have a gal that I know. She was working in insurance, and it's kind of like golf, right? Like in golf, what happens is that you hit a ball, and it goes off one way or goes off the other way, and you're just like, man. But then every once in a while, when you just say, I'm going to quit, or I'm done, you hit this drive all the way down the course, or you make this putt that goes in, then you sink it. It's a 22-foot putt, and then you're just like, you're hooked in again for a little while, right? So this is just like golf. But anyways, I was telling a story about a gal that I know. What happened is that she was working in Pepper. She's working in an insurance company. And of course, they're going, rah, rah, rah. Well, you just have to do this. You just have to try harder. You just have to make more calls, make more dials. And yes, you probably have to do those things. But she ended up doing this, and same thing like golf. Every once in a while she'd make a sale and she'd go, okay, yeah, this is it. It's really hit this time, and it didn't. And what happened over time is that she was putting herself in financial peril because of that potential, right? And there was a time where you just had to have this conversation where you're just like, snap out of it. Snap out of it. You have to move on. You have to do something else before you lose everything. And that's being stubborn, right? Because we have this idea, and we believe, yeah, this is the thing, but sometimes the thing is not the thing. If you've seen any of my other videos, I certainly talk about that. Sometimes the thing is not the thing. Sometimes you have to pay attention to the signs, the signals that you need to keep moving. So, and the other thing about all of this stuff in a job or in a business is that you can never actually gauge 3 feet from gold. You can that story is actually really quite misleading for regular life, because there isn't a physical space where somebody's going to go and say, "Oh yeah, you were so close," because the people are different. The circumstances are different, and it's not like going and just digging a few more feet in a mine and then hitting gold, right? It's quite different. So I want you just to think about this for a moment. Again, are you hitting your goals? Are you moving towards your goals? Are you making the steady pace towards your goals? If so, then great, carry on. If you are not, and this has been happening for over a year now, or a couple of years, then you need to rethink your strategy. And if you'd like some help with that, I can help out for sure. But also, if the other thing I want you to think about is, are there red flags? Have there always been red flags? Have there always been red flags in the job or the business that you're in, or the relationship you're in? If so, then you already know the answer. You're just not paying attention. Okay, so you're being stubborn. Change things. And change is hard, I understand, but change things. Then the last thing is, again, is if it is really just about the potential, and you've been waiting on potential for a year, 2 years, 5 years, and it ain't working, Change it. Make some other steps. Again, I understand change is hard. It's now at least with the unknown, it's a crappy unknown. But that's not getting you where you want to go. You're not achieving your goals. You're not moving. This is not a no limits thing. I gotta go stop this one. It's not a no limits. You're not living a no limits life. You're living a limited life. So we want to stop that. So again, if you're being stubborn, quit being stubborn. Look at what is, deal with what is, and start to make those shifts. Okay. Again, so just keep asking that. Okay. So what I've pointed out is, are you making headway towards your goals? Yes or no? Or if you are not, or have there been red flags? If there is, time to make some changes. If you are relying specifically only on potential, change things up. Okay? Because you want to be in a situation where things are working now, not a year from now, not 2 years from now. That's where you want to be, because time is short. Life is short. Let's make the most of it. All right. Hope this has been helpful. I will see you soon. Bye-bye.